Hi, my tubies, my Teletubbies. It's me, Sheila True Love. And the reason I am making this video right now is because I didn't want you to worry about me. When you saw that I blew up, I don't know if you saw my joke video. I just wanted you to get a side of my sense of humor. I wanted to bring you some laughter, my darlings. Some laughter. Now, I had made this video previously, but it didn't have any sound. So I'm redoing this. Actually, I have to redo this. This is a new camera. I'm using my Apple MacBook Pro. So we'll see how this takes off. Hopefully this will come through. What we're going to discuss is you have to listen to what narcissistic men really want. There's this guy, and he's trying to act like he's speaking for all men. Let's listen in. This is from the Real Daytime. You know, the girls, we all around the table, the four girls, the ladies that's around the table, which I absolutely love because I feel like I'm a part of the table and I'm sitting at the table too. So let's listen in and give me your views. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification button. So that way, whenever I get a new video that comes out, guess who's going to be right on top of it? Guess who's going to be the first guess? You got it.
Fuming females mad at Marcus, his latest Instagram video where he shared his thoughts about the type of woman a man really wants. Take a look.
No man, no real man want no woman that's 100% independent. You know it's cool to be self-sufficient. It's cool to be able to get out here and do your thing and handle your business if you need to, but all that 100% independent, I don't need no nothing type attitude. Listen, that ain't gonna get you nowhere with us, okay? Not no real man, because part of the reason we was even put on earth is to protect and provide.
Yeah, that part.
If you don't need me to do none of that, what you want me for?
So, ladies, do you agree? If a woman is fully independent, is she worthless to a man when it comes to being in a relationship with him?
He just said, if you don't want me to protect and provide, what do you need me this? For love, kindness, loyalty, faithfulness, companionship, friendship, laughter, good times. What? You sound ridiculous. I never heard anything so dumb in my whole life. First of all...
Oh, my girl's getting ready to rip him a new one. She's getting ready to rip. I have to calm down. Him a new one. Personally, I don't want a man who's 100% independent either, because then what does he need you for? Okay? Think about it. If he's 100% independent, no. I don't think anyone wants anyone who's 100% independent. I don't think that's healthy. You know, I'm not going to say I don't think that's healthy. I just, everybody wants to feel needed to some extent. But to sit here and say that you don't want a woman to, you want a woman to somewhat depend on you. Now, you got to keep in mind that this guy, he can't seem to keep a relationship because he's always caught cheating. You see, this is the reason why he wants you to be codependent on him. Just like all narcissists. They want you to be codependent so they can treat you any old kind of way. And what can you do about it? You're not working. You don't have an income. Tell me, what can you do about it? Where are you going? Nowhere. You're going to go right back in that goddamn room and sit there like I told you, according to the narcissist. Well, I take my female, the one I'm walking in the house with, I'm going to go in the bedroom for a minute, me and her real quick. You wait for me in the living room. He can actually do things like that. What can you do about it when you have no income and you depend solely on him? That's craziness. Like I always tell my tubies, please, you have always got to have your own money. Make sure the lease is in your name. The utility bills is in your name. So when he gets stupid, don't want to pay, you can have, well, I wouldn't do all that because it's too much for me. Have them cut off. And that's too much craziness for me. When I can just throw a clown out. The circus is that way. But anyway. Yeah, and there are things that women need men for. I'm not saying that. And he said he got the right idea. You are here to protect and provide. Yeah, that is his job. At the same time, just to have a woman sit, you protect us and you provide for us like you're supposed to. That still don't mean I'm not supposed to have my own. That still don't mean I'm supposed to sit here like a little child and have to be totally, solely dependent on you. No. It's always good for a woman to make her own money. Because if you notice in Proverbs chapter 31, she was a working woman. And what did she do with her money that she earned? She saved it. Her husband, he paid all the bills. She took her money in Proverbs 31. Read it. You could tell she saved it because they said in the Bible, in the chapter, that she used her money to buy land. She used her money for real estate. So in order for you to purchase real estate or to purchase land, you have to have been saving your money. Am I right? Common sense. Let's listen in. But like I'm saying, and try to find yourself somebody who, everybody wants to be needed. You know, there was a time when I had raised my children to say, you know, it's better to have somebody want you opposed to needing you. But now that I've become a little more seasoned in life, you know, I kind of changed up on that. I want somebody who need me. I'm not saying someone who's solely dependent on me, but I do want someone who need me. Because when you sit here and wait for people to want you, let me tell you, people are fickle. Today they want you, but will they want you tomorrow? Will they want you next week? I mean, let's look at the divorce rate. It went up from 50% to 60%. I thought, but this was people who wanted you. What about the separation rate? People who haven't even taken the time to get the divorce. What about that? That's like 30%. So they put that 60 and 30. That's 90% of relationships that's not working. Come on. Now imagine if you sitting up here solely dependent on him and he kicks you to the curb because some other bigger piece of behind came along, a firmer breast came along. Where does that leave you? Come on, let's listen to the girls.
Let me tell you something. A real man is not intimidated by a woman that doesn't need you. And I had to ask my questions because in all honesty, I didn't know who this young gentleman was. So I had to ask questions and I found out that he is on Love and Hip Hop and he dates on and off again Brooke Valentine, who we've had on the show here. Yep. And the reason why they are on and off is because he has been accused of not being faithful.
Constantly cheating.
So that is from what I understand. With that being said, a man like this, to me, from what I'm seeing in this situation, just my opinion, if I had to watch this and give it a diagnosis, I would say, oh, so you want her to not be independent so that she's dependent on you, so that when you out doing your mess, she can't go nowhere and do nothing because she has to sit around and wait on your dumb ass. No, thank you. Next.
She got hot today.
I think this is ridiculous.
She got hot.
Because let me tell you something. You don't.
Go on, tell
You
her.
can have your own. We have our own. I am self-sufficient.
You got your
I
own
don't
what?
need a man. I don't need a man. But guess what? I want you. And that's the difference. That's the difference. And if I choose you, that's not to say, oh, because I make my own money, that means no man can buy me something or do anything.
Let him
no,
know.
I have my money. It goes in the bank. You buy me dinner.
Yeah, you heard her? You heard what she said? I have my money. It goes in the bank. My money goes in the bank. You buy me dinner. And it's like she says, just because you know she's independent, it don't mean that she don't need a man. It don't mean that she don't want one. I mean, I think all of us here, we could speak openly and honestly. They are fun to play with. At this rate, I have to say play with because none of these guys out here are serious. They're looking for side pieces. They're not looking for much of anything serious. So, of course, I enjoy men. God knows they're hard to find these days. But anyway, you got a bunch of boys out here, but whatever. Some women are fortunate enough to have been fortunate to have a good man because they do exist. As unbelievable as that may seem, Tubies, trust me when I tell you there are some kings out there and there are some good men. 9 times out of 10, they're already spoken for, they're already taken, and the things that are left out here, that's the reason why they're left out here. Especially when they're 57, 60, in their 50s and 60s. You got to question that. You know? I would like a man. I don't need what I need: God, Jesus, air, food, and water. That's what we need because without it, need means without it, you die. We're not going to die without a man. We're not going to die without sex. We're not going to die. Well, no. I think they're nice to have around at times when I'm not busy, which is whatever. And when it's too many games right now, you know. I recently talked to my girlfriend. She had like 4 guys in 1 minute. You know, calling her every day, bap, 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 and in one day, they just, whatever, disappeared. Games. set up dates, didn't show up didn't come to the date, ghosting people. I mean, are you serious? No, I need a man is nice to have when it comes to me. If you can help build me up spiritually, baby, we can have Bible studies on Saturday, go to church on Sunday, do our devotionals every day, read the Proverbs for the day. Today is the, 28th, I believe? Yes. Let's sit down and read Proverbs chapter 28, and let's discuss, what did you get out of that? What benefited you? What did you take from it? That's what I need you for. All of this sitting up here swinging penis and all that, baby, you already got that taken care of. Don't need that. When they're sitting up here in their 50s and 60s, that's a goddamn issue anyway. No. But it's nice when you do find one who is worth something. Good luck. But anyway, we have a female here where she has a good husband. She has a good husband because she says her money goes in the bank. She saves hers and he spends his taking care of business. Like that character said, what is a man here for? He's to protect and provide. Yes, you are. But that don't mean that I'm supposed to be solely dependent on you, because that's cray-cray. That's not being sensible or even practical. I mean, come on. So yes, narcissistic men, let me tell you what they want. They want you to be dependent on them, so they can treat you any old kind of way. They could walk all over you, disrespect you, abuse you, domestic violence, curse at you, lust after other women, and that's totally disrespectful. That's the reason why narcissists they pretty much want somebody with some damn money, because they know how to beat you out of it. But anyway, but you got to be careful. You have to be balanced. Because you have some dudes that they don't even want a woman if she even think about not bringing home some money. Like, let's say she has to go on maternity leave. He wants her to, baby, you take and make it a week off. You ain't taking a whole 5 months off. You think I can stay home long enough for the kid to be 6 months, at least 6 month kids, where I could wean them off my breast or something? Babe, no, I think you did your job. You got to be careful with that too, because you have a lot of dudes that they don't want no woman who doesn't work. Not because he wants her to be independent and because he's looking out for her well-being. No, because he's a leech and he doesn't want to do his job as a man. That's it. Okay? He may bring he may work, but he spends most of his money out there on his side pieces or whatever, and he wants to be able to spend his money the way he wants to spend it. So of course he wants you to work. So you could be doing the heavy lifting in terms of paying these goddamn it bills. So you have to know how to be balanced, you know what I mean? But to sit there and want someone solely dependent on you, no. Anytime a dude requires that or even asks, he says, I want a stay-at-home wife. I want her to be at home. I want her to raise the kids. I don't want her working. No, honey, that's a red flag. That's an abusive bastard, and you will be going through domestic violence. Trust that. And what can you do about it? And then you got kids too? You're stuck. That's foolish.
I don't get that. You could buy your own if you wanted to. Yeah, that's like saying Jay-Z don't buy Beyonce nothing because she has her own.
The only thing you ain't got is a car, but you're going to get one next year.
Hallelujah.
Because you don't know how to drive yet. So
I'm working on that.
Yeah, it don't matter even if you don't have a car. Make sure you have a man who keeps at least $300 in your Uber or your Lyft account. That's the same as him buying you a car, honey. And then the moment you use some money, you send him a quick text, honey, this is what I use for today. He puts the money in your Cash app or in your PayPal account, and you just transfer it back into your Uber or your Lyft account. That's the same as having a car. He doesn't want you riding the bus. He doesn't want you on the train or walking at night, even though you don't have a car. I don't drive because I have glaucoma. I used to have a car when I was in the city. But here, no. Glaucoma acting up, eyes clouding up while I'm on a freaking highway and a big old truck. I can't risk that. So Uber and Lyft is the next best thing for a man to buy me a car. You're buying me a car, darling, when you keep my Uber account full and my Lyft account, and I love you for it. Thank you. Smooches. Sprinkles.
And it just sounds dumb. There are plenty of other areas that you could need a man in that aren't financial. And I think that's the issue that I have with this, is that he's saying, protect and provide. Are you protecting my heart?
It's archaic.
That's you're
thinking.
failing at too, sweetie.
Hello?
It's archaic thinking.
And you heard what she said. She made an excellent point. She said a man's job is to protect and provide. This character does nothing but cheat. Cheat, cheat, cheat. Now you're supposed to protect. Are you protecting my heart? That's a valid point. What do you think, Tubies? My Tubi Woobies?
And it's also controlling. Men like this want to control a woman, in my opinion, because they make you dependent on them. And, and that's why a lot of women, when you get into certain situations, you can't get out because you're dependent on this, you're dependent on that, and you make your decisions because you're thinking, oh, I got to depend on him for that, and it's not right.
The thing is,
and that's what I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm making. And like I told you, I love, love, love strong women. I can't stomach too much. I gotta have a man. Without a man, I'm nothing. I can't be happy if I ain't got a man. Please don't let society brainwash you into that. Because the majority of the marriages and the relationships that I know, the woman got 2 side pieces. So she don't care what the hell he's doing because she got 2. She's trying not to get caught. You know what I mean? But those are not relationships. That's not marriage or love. That's a circus. I call it, what I used to call it, video dramas. No, Caligula, something with Caligula, something like that. Craziness, But anyway, my Tubies, I'm sorry about that. No sound, the first one. I'm redoing this video, and I'm having a good old time with this MacBook Pro. I've been hanging out on all this time for a minute. I got a couple of things that I need to work out. So don't forget to subscribe, and please press the notification button so that way you will be notified every time I upload. I love you, and we'll talk again. Bye for now, my darlings.